I went from broke school teacher to chairman of the board just to put my grandfather in his place. When I was a kid, my dad was my whole world. He worked multiple jobs, pushed through law school, and even built a couple of businesses with his friends. And somehow, he still found time to be the most present, loving father to me, my mom, and my baby siblings. Then came the diagnosis, stage 4 stomach cancer, the kind you don't recover from. I watched my strong, unstoppable dad wither away, covered in tubes, barely able to move, but I'll never forget the day he smiled at me one last time, just to let me know he still remembered his son, even when the doctors said he shouldn't. That smile was the last gift he gave me before he slipped into a coma and said goodbye to my mother. He never woke up again. After his passing, my mom was lost. She had been a housewife her whole life, and suddenly, she was left with 3 kids and no financial security. That's when my grandfather stepped in. He told us he'd help manage my father's businesses to support us. We trusted him. My mom didn't have any business experience, and she was too deep in grief to argue, but things never added up. The businesses that had once thrived suddenly brought in almost nothing. My mom worked odd jobs just to keep food on the table. Grandpa gave us just enough money to scrape by and made sure we felt indebted to him for it. He liked playing the hero. For years, I believed him. I worked hard, earned scholarships, and became a high school teacher to help keep us afloat. My siblings weren't as lucky. My sister was on her way to becoming a doctor, something my dad would have been so proud of, but my grandparents disapproved. "Why are you wasting your time?" my grandmother told her. "You'll just have kids and quit anyway." Eventually, they cut us off completely. My sister was ready to give up her dream and drop out of medical school. I told her no. I told her dad would have wanted her to finish no matter what. That's when one of dad's old business partners reached out to me. He told me the truth. My grandfather had been siphoning money from the company for years. The money that was supposed to support us, dad's legacy, was being pocketed by him. On top of that, he had stolen the company's prime office space and rented it to competitors under his own name just to make more money. All those years we struggled, all those sacrifices. It was never because the businesses weren't profitable. It was because my grandfather had robbed us blind. That's when I realized something. Legally, those shares didn't belong to him. They belonged to my dad's estate, which meant they belonged to me, my siblings, and my mother. Grandpa's biggest weakness was always his pride, and I knew exactly how to use it against him. I got my family to sign a statement making me the sole representative of dad's estate. Then I went to the board of directors and showed them the truth. Grandpa wasn't chairman of the board because he earned it. He only held that position because of my father's shares, which meant I was the rightful chairman. I also exposed his shady office deal to the rest of the family, who pressured him into evicting the company's competitor. He was finally cornered. Then came the day I'll never forget, the next board meeting. He walked into the conference room, ready to preside like he always did. But when he looked at the head of the table, the chairman's chair was already turned around. He froze as I spun it slowly to face him. I said calmly, "The company doesn't need you anymore. Neither does the family. From now on, I represent dad's estate." His face went pale. "Do you know I'm the one who put you and your siblings through school?" he demanded. I just looked him in the eye and said, "No, dad did." That broke him. For the first time in my life, I saw the old man truly defeated. I didn't stay chairman for long. I knew I didn't have the experience. I stepped down and took a modest job in the company's treasury department. But now, every dividend, every profit share went where my father intended it to go. To us, to his family. And my first official act as a board member was to give my mom a permanent position at the company she should have always had. As for my grandfather, he lost everything. No position, no power, no friends. Even my grandmother refuses to share a room with him anymore. His whole identity was built on controlling others and pretending to be important. Now he sits alone, miserable, with nothing but regret. And honestly, that's the sweetest revenge I could have asked for.